Hi everyone. So it has definitely been a minute since I've been on here and done a video. I want to apologize for that. However, the reason for the break in video timing has been because my editor, my fiance, has actually been working on the Saskatchewan Prosperity Project website. It was having some issues getting going, and where he is a graphic designer, web media designer, they asked if he could help out with getting that going. And so it has taken a little while to get through that process, but it is up and running now. Um, Minus the events not being updated and added onto the calendar, which we are still working on. But everything else is definitely up and running. So you can go over there now and check that out, which is wonderful. We'll put the website here and then also down in the description below for you to go ahead and check that out at your leisure. So where he was working on that and helping them with it, I wasn't able to actually get him to help me with my videos to get them put up on YouTube. And so I just kind of took a bit of a hiatus as he was needed elsewhere. And so I'm back. Hello. And so anyway, I'm also going to put up the poster for the events that are coming up here in the immediate future. So I want to do a rebuttal video for Scott Moe. He did announce today the budget for Saskatchewan, and I do want to go over that in depth, but I'm not going to sit here and just slam the numbers and be like, oh, he's putting, such and such $1 billion here, and that's all I say. I want to do segments that are going to give you a very in-depth and statistical view on the money that's being spent where, why, why it should not, and how it's really not rocket science to keep our province running smoothly and for us to be prosperous and for our people to be a strong and free and independent people. It's just not that difficult. It's not. And they act like it's all these theatrics and it takes all these steps and these processes to get things done. But at the end of the day, it really is easier than that. And they could care more and they could spend a hell of a lot less on the things that they don't need to be spending money on and investing it in the proper places. Um, so his video, in case you haven't seen it, is on his Facebook page, and it's literally announcing the provinces, and it says, I'm going to put like little clips up, but it talks about the budget and how, Orange Man bad, and we have such a strong economy.
We have the strongest economy in Canada.
So on and so forth. But it's not. So I, on my hiatus, like I said, have done the research, the stats on homelessness, on our like ambulances, on our hospitals, on our education, on our federal issues, on like literally everything. I've done it all. Our food banks, all of it. So our tariffs blaming Trump, there's a lot of places that, and I know some people might disagree with me, like, oh, he's bad and whatever. We've got into the conversation. I've gone into the conversations before about how Trump expects things from us as a country, as a neighbor, as a people. We did not hold up our end of the bargain, and that we have, in fact, been treating them poorly for a very long time. And they didn't care really, they turned a blind eye to it because of who we are and that we're literally attached to the same landmass as they are, and they took the higher road, and that's great. But when you want to turn down and you want to be like, no, I don't actually care about the things that you care about, they're gonna come back at you and expect that you pay what you should have been paying the whole time, which he's not wrong. He's not. All he wanted, like I said, was to protect the border and for us to be good neighbors, and we didn't follow up on our half, and we, dairy wars and all these other things. So the other thing about the tariffs is that everybody realizes that he could just take himself across the border and talk to Trump, right? Like, it's not hard to figure out. Like, there's been other premiers who have gone across and talked to him and set up meetings and discussed deals and how it could work for their provinces and stuff, have the ability to be able to go over there and work it out for the people in the way that the people needed to be worked out. It's not a foreign concept. It can be done. And he is choosing not to. He has gone to China, which ended up in an MOU, and EV cars coming across apparently, and tire problems and all the other sorts of things that are coming across with that, the batteries. And then he went to India and made up all these other ones. I have yet to see the actual agreement between India and us. So I would like to see that. If anybody actually has it or has seen it, if you could give it to me, that'd be great, because I have not. I can't imagine it would be anything crazy or, not an MOU, which is all he seems to be able to get lately. The MOUs as well, he, makes it out to be this great thing and like, oh, yay, look at me go. And I'm spending all your money on flights and food and expensive hotels and God knows how many thousands of dollars a night for entertainment or whatever he's doing when he's not here, on things that just leave us in a constant state of checkmate. And I hope you guys realize that. Like, it is a constant state of checkmate. Because if you picture like the MOU is like the carrot that's on the end of the stick, the little piggy follows behind, that is an MOU. The carrot, MOU. I will give you this if you will get this when. Only if I'm happy will I give this to you in return. At any time, if I don't like that deal, bye-bye, carrot. And that is not the place that our province should be in, because we have so many of the resources that the world needs. And we act like we depend on them so much, and we never should have. We should never have gotten ourselves into this situation. We are way stronger and more powerful than they could ever be if our people would just work together and just literally do the things that we need to do, which is, again, not rocket science, which I will get into in our segments and explain to you in Crayola how that could be possible. He talks about how our exports, there's no talk about what we have to import and what the cost to us is, and how we could actually fix all of the imports to export them from us and for them to be more profitable for us in the end, which makes it a more permanent solution and not this constant in and out that it is right now with hardly any benefit for us. When things go out, they come back made, because we send out small product or the raw product of items, and then they create it in different places, and then they bring it back to us, which we have to pay tariffs for and shipping and producing and all these other things. It comes back here, it costs us more, we're poorer for it. And we have the ability to make the refineries and build the factories and do the things and send out product. I don't understand why our country is in the state that it's in and our province is as poor as it is. Even though he screams from the rooftops that we're so rich and we have a strong economy, we don't. Google it. Our poverty rates, our gas prices, which he could do something about, our utility costs, which are sky high. Sask Power, Sask Utility, town of utilities. Okay, they are not federal, they are provincial, and he controls it. So, y'all look around. Our housing is expensive. You think he doesn't have anything that he could possibly fight for with that and do for us, for his people? You're lost if you think not. The cost of living is atrocious for one of the strongest provinces in the economy of Canada. We live like this? Really? He stands up there and he preaches about how great it is? Has he been out of his office in the last 11 years? 14, 15? Any of the last decade and a half has he stepped outside and come and talked to the people, gone to a grocery store, filled up his tank of gas, paid a bill via Sask something? Doubt it. the
We'll
healthcare,
protect and improve our healthcare system.
our education system, our policing, all of the issues. There's a list this long on my page right now that I'm going to be going into, and not just provincial. I'm going to go into the federal and separate them as well, so that people think, the things that they think are provincial are actually federal, and things that they think are federal are actually provincial. I'm going to straighten that out for people who don't follow it like I do, so that you understand why the budget matters and where our money is going and who controls which pot of money. And this is Scott's monies from us, and it should go somewhere. And it's not actually the federal who has control of it. It is him, and he's the one spending it not wisely. I'm going to make sure that everybody understands the separation of those two pots of monies. He says that he's not going to raise taxes or cut services. Okay. Well, whether he raises them or not, he could lower them. He does have the option to lower them in our province. And he says he's going to, or has, and I have no proof of that. I have absolutely no idea where he thinks he's going to do that or how he has in the first place yet. So if you guys see a spot where he has, let me know so that I can put it in here and show it off. And then he says that he's not going to cut services. So where that may be true, he's also not increasing them in the way that he should be. I have been doing, like I said, a lot of research, and part of that research is following us, following the people, our people, not, individual groups of people or anybody who has a certain idea of what they want Saskatchewan to look like, or any of those things. Regular everyday people who work in our province, live in our province, pay bills in our province. And the places that he said that he's going to invest and spend money are $819.4 million deficit, I believe is what it is. It's not being invested and put where it needs to. So he can say that he's going to build all these shiny new things and he's going to do all these wonderful things. But what he's missing is that if you build it, they will come. We have the buildings and they're not here. That's the issue. We have the children who are not being educated. We have the children who need supports in place to be educated the way that they need to be educated. And the behavioral issues that they have, they need the ECs. They need the people to watch over them. The children who struggle and need one-on-one care, they don't have that because there's way too many children and way too few teachers and ECEs and people who help in the education system. The bullying is out of control. School issues are out of control. The healthcare is absolutely out of control. The wait times are endless. The waiting and passing away in the hallways and rooms and in emerge, and the wait times to get a knee surgery or a heart scan or a mammogram or anything with your brain, or even so far as like just psychology, just a therapist or a physiotherapist or an MRI or a CAT scan, or all of those things that we need, even to get a family doctor in this province. I can't get one. Can anybody else raise your hand if you have a family doctor that's actually stayed more than like a week or a couple days, or even just the one appointment that they said that you would get one and then you didn't actually, and you ended up with a resident and you still 8 years later don't have a family doctor in the province that you grew up in? It's wild to me. Is it not wild to everybody else? Anyway, that's a problem. And he's putting the money in all these other places, which, by the way, he has said that he's going to build these new hospitals for the last, 11 years or something. And he talks about how we're not going to break the election promises and blah, 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 blah. And you know what? It's been over a decade, and we've been waiting for a lot of the things that he has actually made as an election promise. So, kind of calling, the kettle, and hypocrisy at its finest. I want to be on neutral ground and give people the benefit of the doubt where it's deserved. but we're kind of falling short of the tree here. You know, it's far off. He talks about protecting Saskatchewan. I just see him protecting his image and not actually putting the weight behind it. He needs to put our money where his mouth actually is and do the things that he has said he's done and not just look flashy on camera and talk good things and say he's gonna and not do. He's no different than every other politician that we have right now because it's all he's doing. Oh, I'm going to. Oh, we should do this. Oh, we have, and we're going to be great because of it. Where's the proof? The poverty rate is one of the highest in Canada here in Saskatchewan. The food bank use is one of the highest. Our child poverty in this province is one of the highest in Canada. And he talks about how, oh, our jobs are so great, we're prospering and blah, blah, and we're not. Do 5 minutes of research and find out. Look around. Go to Regina. Go to Saskatoon. Take a walk down the streets. Figure it out for yourself because it's not going to take you longer than a half tank of gas and a couple of hours out of your day to figure out that that's wrong. Go to a school with your kid. Have an issue at the school with your kid. See how well the principals listen. See how well the kids with disabilities are treated. Actually pay attention for 10 minutes and you will see that the world that he imagines us to be is not the world we're actually living in reality land here in Saskatchewan. It's not. It's not even the same universe right now. It's not close. It's just not. And what's sad is that, like, again, it does not take you rocket science to figure out how to solve that issue and for us to be better. And it just takes all of us to stick together and have a say collectively to make that change happen. And in saying that and making that change happen with our voices, you need to believe it. You need to wake up and you need to look around and see that he is dragging us down with him and Carney. The Liberal government is just absolutely just axing down that tree. And we're in there too. We're on one of those branches and it's going to fall. And it's not going to be good. And the thing is, we are one little rectangle on this map of ours. And we are the strongest rectangle, especially with our neighbors beside us. Together, there's nothing that we can't do. He says that he wants to, make us the strongest province and, we're amazing and all these things. And yeah, I like to believe that our province is amazing too. I do. I love Saskatchewan. It's beautiful. And I believe in our people and I know that they're smart and they'll do the right thing. If we were independent, we could. And I'm just going to say one thing in this video right now that will make the difference and could make the difference, and that's our equalization payments. I don't know if everybody knows, but it's going on 12 years now that we haven't actually received an equalization payment back. We give out $660 billion a year annually to the rest of the country. And you know what we get back? Nothing. And do you have any idea how much that money could make a difference here in this province? Crazy amount. That's a lot of cash. That's a lot of our tax dollars. A lot of our money. It comes out of your paycheck, my kid's mouth, your kid's mouth. It's ours. And we just hand it over. So we get $2.2 billion, or at least that's the last stat that I could find. $2.2 billion. And people will say that it comes back from the equalization payments, but it doesn't. It comes from federal transfer payments, and those can be literally from anywhere. Like, they can just decide that you're going to get this amount back for this, or, they have some sort of grant, whatever, they'll give it back. And it's a whole bunch of different little things that add up, and it's about $2.2 billion that the federal government decided that we are allowed to have back of our money. It's not Mo's. It's not Carney's. It's not anyone else's. It's ours that should stay in our province. Our money, collectively, $660 billion annually. And we get $2.2 billion back. There's a staggering difference amount between 660 and 2. So I want you to think about very carefully, in detail, where $660 billion a year could go. We have food programs for our children. Why? We have them because we can't afford to feed them. That's not wrong to you. It is to me. Am I grateful that they are in place? Yes, because in the economy that we have right now, it is unfortunately needed. Should we need them? No. We should be getting oil checks or checks from our potash or uranium or the alumina or anything that's in our province. Together with all of those resources being put together and given out, we should be one of the richest, if not the richest, 2 provinces in our entire country. A standard for the rest of the world to set themselves to and glorify. And we have the highest child poverty stats. We have staggering food usage. We have homeless vets and people who are just normal people who cannot afford anymore to live in the home that they had before. They are normal people. They're just average, regular people. Yes, some of them have gotten themselves into a situation like that and they do need help, or they're not receiving help, whatever the case may be. But a lot of them, and in the stats, the people that are living out of their cars that just can't afford an apartment anymore and are working or have children and work, those aren't in the stats. And I will go through those stats. But we are all together collectively over the last many, many years, decade and a half now, have been suffering together, and yet so very alone. And we shouldn't be. We are Saskatchewan people, and we are better than that, and we are stronger than that. And I definitely know that we're smarter than that. So to let our federal government and Mo walk all over us and feed us carrots and pat us on the head and be like, oh, you're good little pets. You've been good today. I'm going to invest your money somewhere that you don't actually need it to go. And I know that I could do better, but this is all you get, pets. That's okay for you? That's enough? It's not enough for me. You know why it's not enough for me? I have 3 children. And I look around and I see my friends' children. And I have friends bringing babies into the world. I have no idea how that they're going to do that, or how that child is going to actually have a future in the present that they don't have now. How do they have a future? And for me to see people walking around blinded and being like, oh yay, go Mo, go Carney, go government. Do you know that 28% of the people in Saskatchewan, 28% work for the government? That is a massive amount of government employees. Do you know what I hear in that statement? That we have far too many government employees. And if we just cut that back a little and cut back some equalization and figured our things out and said no for once and said, I don't want the carrot, I want the whole pie, we could get a lot further ahead. I will be putting out segments, and like I said, it will be topic for topic, issue for issue, stats involved, proof in the pudding, all the things. And I want you to understand at the end of every segment that we can do better, we deserve better, and we will have better if we do it together. This is our community. It's not that big. We've got like 1 point something million people in Saskatchewan. That's nothing. It, like downtown Toronto has like not even like what a whole bunch more than that. We are a very tiny blip on the map, but we are one of the strongest blips on the map. Not currently, but we could be. And that's my point of these videos, is that if we just stand strong together, we can be stronger together. We can be a better Saskatchewan for all of us, for our kids. It's not us right now I'm worried about. I am, but I'm not. Like, there's nothing left for them if we don't try. If we don't do everything we can right now to fix it. Not band-aid it, not promise, not make believe and throw carrots. We have to actually come together and find a real solution that will stick and stay, that we can all walk forward together in. So anyway, just please stay tuned for the segments that I'm going to do, and don't let them feed you carrots. And don't look at this budget and be like, yay, break it down in your own head. look around, think about it, figure it out, do your research, because I will be back with my first segment, and the first segment will be on homelessness, and then I will go into healthcare and education and all those other things, but I want you to be informed. And so I hope you stay around and you do watch those. And go check out the website, because we worked really hard, and I had to take a lot of time off from you guys. So thank you.